Getting ready for marriage. We have already seen that marriage is not child's play and that it takes real maturity to make a good marriage. Such maturity is not in age alone, but is in terms of how emotionally grown up you are. If you still childishly expect to have everything your own way, you are not grown up enough for marriage. If you get angry too easily, jealous too insanely, or resentful when your rights are threatened, you have some growing up to do before you're ready for marriage. If you still run back to your parents in infantile dependence whenever you're hurt or have to make a decision, you may need to learn how to govern yourself before you make a good marriage partner. Until you have learned to love and to accept love in mature ways, you will not find much warmth in marriage. When you enjoy responsibility, and can carry your own weight and a little bit more, you are also ready to enjoy marriage. Until then, marriage, for you, would be risky. So it goes. Emotional maturity is a personal achievement that comes from continued development as an individual. When two relatively mature persons marry, they continue to develop and to help each other grow. Their marriage then becomes a joy and a blessing to them both. Just feeling in the mood to get married is not enough of a reason to do it. Even being in love is not enough. Many people love each other and yet would be poorly matched in marriage. Love comes not once but many times in the life of a fellow or a girl. All through the teen years, members of both sexes fall into and out of love. Only when they both love and are also willing to assume responsibility for a lifetime of living together should they prepare ahead for marriage. Getting to know each other before two people marry, they should get to know each other well. The time will come when they can anticipate each other's feelings and wishes. As they become really well acquainted, they find that they can finish each other's sentences and feel what the other is feeling even without words. They learn to communicate with each other freely and fully, without fear or restraint, in ways that give a good basis for working out their life together. In some sense, every marriage is a mixed marriage. No two people come from exactly the same background. Every couple must learn to live with these differences, whatever they may be. If a fellow comes from one religious faith and his wife from another, they have a gulf to bridge until each can get through to the other with understanding. If he comes from one economic level and she from another, if they are of different nationalities or have different ethnic backgrounds, there will be strangenesses between them. Just the fact that he is a man and she is a woman means that they may have certain psychological differences which the couple will have to meet. Working such things out takes time and effort, and mutual concern and affection. Preparing for marriage, getting ready for marriage, means more than just deciding when and where you will be married. It means deciding where you will live and on what. It involves discussing how you feel about children and wives, working and mothers-in-law and sexual relations, and going to church, and what life leans to you both. Any two people who approach their wedding without having given some serious thought to how they will work out their own specific personal plans for their marriage may be in for disillusionment. Marriage involves so much over such a long period of time that it is the most demanding and exacting relationship that exists. It calls for preparation in much the same way that any other job does. You wouldn't think of applying for a job as a doctor, a teacher, or a mechanic unless you had prepared for that job and were ready to tackle it. Even more, you will want to prepare for your marriage. That is why so many young people today take courses in courtship and marriage in schools, colleges, churches, and community programs. That is why premarital conferences, with a trusted physician, with the couple's pastor, priest, or rabbi, or with an accredited marriage counselor, have become an accepted thing. That is why books like this are written to guide those who want to think through their relationships with each other. That is why persons like yourself, giving serious consideration to all the relationships in your life, are encouraged to keep on asking questions and demanding better and better answers. Summing up, dating leads to marriage eventually. But rushing into a precipitous marriage is foolish. It is far wiser to wait until you are mature and really ready for marriage, and to prepare for it responsibly over a period of time. One good way of readying yourself for marriage is by continuing to grow socially and emotionally in the experiences offered you by dating itself. As you make the most of your present social life, as you learn to appreciate and understand your dates and yourself, You are paving the way toward the good marriage that may be yours someday.